Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Are you able to hear me? Hello, hello. Am I audible? Is anyone there? Can you tell me whether I am audible or not so that we can start? Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Is anyone there? Can you please confirm whether I am audible so that we can start the last session? Am I audible? Can you please confirm so that we can start and Kuntal, am I audible? Can you hear me what I am saying? All right then. I think we don't have much time. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the YouTube channel of AgriAddict. And today will be the last day. This is the last day of the discussion of the most expected series for ICAR PG 2026. So, till now we have done full length papers 6. This is the last portion of the 6th paper. So, almost 720 questions and also the PYQs that you might have seen, the 2025 previous year question. So, this will be the last video on the most expected questions, and from in the coming weeks we will start with the marathon. That would be the revision. So, I would request all of you to join the marathon, as that is going to be a one of a kind revision series, and that is going to be great. So, question solving is fine for now. Now you should focus mainly on your preparation. Do not go for new things. Whatever you have learnt already, continuously revise that, and we will talk more about the strategies in the upcoming time. So I think by now you all know who I am. So without wasting much time, let us first move to the first question of today, and that is immobilization of sulfur occurs in soil when CS ratio is. Immobilization of sulfur occurs in soil when the CS ratio is. What would be the answer? These questions are extremely simple and इतना direct question तो नहीं आता है, but still you have to be greater than. Kuntal, you are telling option A. Well, it is not option A actually. Like, the problem with this question is a bit controversial, and you can find lots of values in lots of places. But here I have taken this from DK Das' book, DK Das Introductory Soil Science. As in ISSS, I have not found any concrete value like this. So here you can see when the CS ratio is at or below 200:1. So 200:1 is not in the option, but keeping in mind 300:1 being closer to 200, we will go with option B as the correct answer. And here also you can see that the examiner has put greater than 300:1 and less than 300:1. So in a kind, this is also an indication the what answer the examiner is wanting, and greater than 400:1 is also not wrong. In some literatures you might find it, but in view of the question that has been asked here, greater than 300:1 would be the most correct answer. So what if this kind of questions comes in the actual exam? So in that you have to apply your brain a bit, you have to analyze the options, and you have to try to find out what the examiner is actually wanting from you. But coming of question like this direct and just asking the value, I don't think I don't think that is yes, Kuntal, you are correct. But here also I am giving you the source, right? It is from DK Das, like Introductory Soil Science. This is the basic book. We all start with this. So anyhow, I don't think this kind of question will come like this direct and only numerical value. But keep in mind and be. सुनाई नहीं दे रहा क्या? All right. So now this question is from Okay, okay. So this question is from soil chemistry, the very basic soil chemistry. So I would like you to answer this. This is a very simple question of soil chemistry. Any soil science student just venturing into the soil science definitely knows this. And yes, I can see all the answers. Those are correct. Yes, all of you are correct. It is definitely strong H bond. So how it forms, I don't think. Yes, I don't think you need to be told how it is formed. Still, I will say, like the tetrahedral sheet, all these are called basal oxygen, right? All these are in the same plane, and this is called the apical oxygen. This is on the different plane, and this oxygen is bound to the octahedral sheet, and that's how our 1:1 mineral is formed, right? But this is one, so this is a 1:1 sheet, 1:1 layer, and when this layer is joined with the next layer, so this forms a hydrogen bonding with the OH group of the next layer. All right, I think you all know this. I'm just refreshing your memory. So this oxygen of this and this OH, this H and this O forms a hydrogen bonding because of difference in polarity, because we know oxygen is del minus and hydrogen is del plus. So in that case, there will be a hydrogen bond, and that hydrogen bond here, you can see they have a strong H bond and weak H bond. So it would be strong H bond because the bond is strong enough that it does not allow any other ions or even water molecules also to enter into the interlayer space. All right, I think you all know this. This is nothing new for you. So Rhizobium japonicum, this question is very good, and this is a very exam worthy question, I must say. So Rhizobium japonicum fixes in symbiotic relationship with, you must be very thorough. You must be very thorough with the cross inoculation groups of Rhizobium, because this comes very frequently in exam. यहाँ पे तो yes, all of you are correct. It is C only. Here the examiner is kind and gentle. That's why you are getting only one. But majorly you can expect cross inoculation group question as match the following. All right. So you have to remember all. That's why for your help only, I have given this. This is from a research paper, because I could not find anything better than this in any textbook. So this is directly from a research paper, and here you can see leguminosarum, peas, fascioli, beans, trifoli, clover, meliloti. These four are very important: fascioli, trifoli, meliloti, and lupini. All right, these four are very important, and here you can see japonicum. Japonicum, of course, belongs to the soybean group. We all know this. So this table is very important. That is why I have given this table for you in this PPT. If you read this PDF, you will understand. Yes, you are correct. If you know the scientific name of the crop, then you can guess. Definitely you can guess, because here you can see meliloti, that is nothing but melilotus is the scientific name of the crop. Then here lupini, the lupinus is the scientific name. Then trifolium alexandrium, we know, right? Clover is called trifolium alexandrium. So here it is trifoli. Fascioli comes from fasciolus. So if you remember, you can guess, but for japonicum, you have to remember, all right? So there is a huge chance of this question coming in this time's ICAR PG 2026 as a match the following, all right? And since this is a very easy question, I would expect all of you to make it correct, and please do not make any mistake in जल्दबाजी में कोई गलती मत करना. Do not make any mistake in haste. So this is another very sitter question. I don't think anything is needed for this. No explanation, nothing. Just tell me the equivalent acidity. Yes, all of you know that it is the highest, and this table is the immortal table from treatise. This table should be in the tip of your tongue and should be in the tip of your fingers, because you will be giving the exam with your fingers, right, with the mouse. So this table is extremely important, very important. So here you have to remember all, especially ammonium chloride, ammonium sulfate, then anhydrous ammonia, and urea, DAP, so extremely important. This whole table is very important. That's why I have given the screenshot of this table. Please open your treatise book और इसको बहुत अच्छे से पढ़ के जाना before exam. Anything might come from this, and please do not miss any question. Moving on, in wind erosion equation, last class we saw soil erosion USLE, universal soil loss equation. This time the examiner is asking wind erosion equation, what is denoted by I? What does I denote? Kuntal is telling C. Yes, we will not. Someone is saying A. It is not at all A. Soil erosivity तो बिल्कुल नहीं है, no. So yes, all of you are correct who are telling C. It is soil erodibility index, definitely. I have given you specially this part. I have added with my own hand writing. This is extremely important because I always focus on these parts. You have to remember the name of the scientist who gave the equation and also the year, definitely their year. All right, you can see 1963. So it came before the USLE. USLE was given in 1978. All right. Ramsar equation is used in soil and water conservation, no? I exactly don't know the don't remember the equation, but it is in soil and it is a used for conservation measure. That is used for, as far as I remember, that is used for calculating the width and the depth of the terraces, you know, in terrace farming. As far as I remember, I'm not sure. But yes, Ramsar equation is that. So here you please remember Chapil and Woodruff and also the year. 1978 was USLE, 1963 is this, and this is from ISSS, old ISSS, IKCLV, and you have to remember all this very, very well. Forgetting wind erosion equation is more easy actually. Like you will keep in mind the USLE stays with your mind as you have read it more, but this one is very easy to forget. So do not neglect this and keep this in your mind. All right. Soil erodibility index, climatic factor, soil surface roughness, unsheltered field width measured, and vegetative cover. All right. Moving on. Sorry for the typing mistake here. The question setter has made. It will be Munsell. So in Munsell color chart, dominant spectral color is denoted by, this is a BSc first year level question. This is taught in fundamentals of soil science. So I think we will not waste any time here. Yes, of course, all of you are correct. This explanation I have given in previous classes also. Munsell color system has hue, value, and chroma, as we all know. Hue is the dominant spectral color. You have to remember these keywords. Just remember these keywords and it will be enough. Dominant spectral color is hue. Value is the degree of lightness or darkness, and chroma is nothing but the purity or strength. All right. And how is the notation written? How is the notation of Munsell color chart written? It is like, so this part, this whole part is hue, this part is value, and this part is chroma. All right. Moving on. The DTPA, TEA, CaCl2. We had a long discussion about this in the last class yesterday. So DTPA, TEA, CaCl2 extractant is designed to prevent excessive dissolution of. It is designed to prevent excessive dissolution of what? This is a very easy question. I don't think you should take much time. Yes, I can already see one answer. What about the others? Other people are finding it a bit difficult, or well, I cannot see any other answers. So I'll just move on. So yes, of course, it is nothing but it is calcium carbonate. We know soil contains a huge amount of calcium carbonate. So to prevent the dissolution of that CaCO3, we use both TEA and CaCl2. This part has been taken from old ISSS, as you all know. So this is very, very, very important. You should be very thorough with the DTPA test. Who gave it, when they gave it, Lindsay and Norvell, 1978. What is the principle? What is the reason? Here you can see clearly the reason has been written. This extractant was developed for calcareous and alkaline soils. The extractant was designed to avoid excessive dissolution of CaCO3 with release of occluded micronutrients. Excess CaCO3 dissolve होने से क्या प्रॉब्लम है? एक्सेस CaCO3 अगर डिसॉल्व होगा तो उसके अंदर जो माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट्स ऑक्लूडेड फॉर्म में है दैट विल आल्सो कम आउट एंड वी विल हैव अ ओवर एस्टिमेशन ऑफ द न्यूट्रिएंट्स. ओवर एस्टिमेशन का मतलब क्या है? We try to find out only that proportion of the nutrient which is available to the plants. That is why it is called available. For LCC, of course, it will be new. LCC, definitely it will be new. New ISSS is best for LCC. All the colors and all the categorization, किसमें severe है, किसमें very severe है, LCC definitely new ISSS. New ISSS treatise से भी चलेगा. It is also written from new ISSS. So what I was saying, CaCO3 डिसोल्यूशन रोकने का यही मकसद है. We do that because in available nutrient estimation, we want to available exactly how much proportion is available to the plants. So the micronutrients which are occluded inside CaCO3, that is not available to the plants. So if we estimate that also, then that would be overestimation. So we will have overestimated report. We will say that there is this much available micronutrient, but whereas in reality it is not there. All right. So that is the reason we have to keep these guys also, so that we can prevent. Yes, very correct. Kuntal, you have to remember that in the tip of your tongue. DTPA 0.005 molar, TEA 0.1 and CaCl2 0.01. This question I have seen maybe 6 or 7 times in the last 5 years. In both JRF, SRF, everywhere. This question is very favorite of all the question setters. With the DTPA test, you have to know everything. You have to know everything. Starting from the concentration of each extractant to uska principle, to which instrument is used and everything. What is the mechanism? There is one very beautiful photograph. I have also showed it in the class, previous classes, that there is one plant and there is another plant. In that plant, there is this DTP extractant. Please read ISSS. That is very good for this. Aspergillus avamori is what? Potassium mobilizer, phosphorus solubilizer, sulfur oxidizer, organic matter decomposer. This is also a very sitter question. There is nothing to think about it. This is just information based. So yes, this is from the phosphorus chapter of old ISSS. Here you can see all the names: Bacillus megaterium, Pseudomonas striata, and fungus Aspergillus avamori is reported to add 30 to 35 kg P2O5 per hectare under ideal conditions. All right. So this is very important. You have to remember all these species: Bacillus, Pseudomonas, and Aspergillus. All right. Moving on. Metamorphic rock among the following is. All these are straight one-liner questions, and this is definitely BSc first year standard. There is nothing to explain, nothing to say. Just tell me the answer and we'll move on. Yes, Kuntal, you are perfect. Yes, again you are giving the correct answer. Yes, there is nothing much to think about. We all know. Now tell me, what is basalt and what is sandstone and dolomite? Basalt kya hai? Basalt is asking this is futile only. I know all of you know this. And sandstone and dolomite is? So you can expect many questions from rocks also. Rocks and minerals, you should be very thorough. So यहाँ से question क्या क्या आ सकता है? Number 1 question is petrographic microscope. You have to remember that term. Then you have to remember petrogenesis, petrography. All right. Then coming on to this, you have to remember what is igneous, what is sedimentary, what is metamorphic, how they are formed, what are the mechanisms, and then examples. What are the types of sedimentary, what are the types of igneous, plutonic, extrusive, intrusive, and all those. All right. Moving on. The phenomenon of Schlickenside is found in. This is also definitely a fundamentals first year level question. So basalt igneous, yes, definitely. You guys are very good with your preparation. Now tell me the answer of this question. Yes, Ritu, yes, you are correct. Aman Kumar, again you are correct. I don't think there is anything to tell. But there is one thing I will ask you. What do you mean by Schlickenside? Schlickenside kya hai? Can anyone tell me the definition in only 3 words? 2 to 3 words. What is Schlickenside? Schlickenside क्या है? Vertisol में है, वो तो सबको पता है. We all know it is found in vertisol. It is found in black soil. What is Schlickenside? One slide over another. One what? One what slide over another? One slide over another. That's a good answer. I cannot see any answers. So Schlickenside is nothing but it is shining paid faces. All right, shining paid faces. ये कब होता है? When this happens, when the soil has very huge clay content and two beds are side by side, then one bed puts pressure on the other bed, then this sliding of the bed to each other, like one bed slides over from the another bed, then this surface is called silicon side, and that is a shining bed face. One slide over another is correct, but one bed slides over another. It is a bed. We are talking about a bed, right? So this is a shining bed faces. Remember this. Remember these three words. That is the definition. In exam, you might get what is a shining bed face. That is silicon side. All right. The following survey is useful for district planning. This has been asked from the soil survey chapter of old ICCS, where there is that beautiful table. That table I would suggest all of you to remember as it is. It is very easy to remember. There is nothing. So you have to remember the names of the surveys and the scales and the distance between two observations and what it is used for, right? So yes, you are writing the scale and everything. That's very nice. District planning is semi-detailed. Yes, I know all of you. I have given this table for your convenience. This table is extremely important and it is extremely easy to remember. There is nothing to panic. These also you should remember. Ye agar pata ho gaya, remembering these are also very easy. You will see there is a definite pattern. 10 lakh, 2.5 lakh, 1 lakh, 50,000, 10,000, 5,000. You can remember it like this. Then you have to remember all this also. The distance between two and what is the area. And then also here you can see what it is used for. So remembering this table is enough for this part. You don't have to read what is inside, because this table is so compact, it has all the information, but you have to remember all. Detailed is for village, reconnaissance for regional, semi-details for district, rapid for country level. Yes. All of you are correct. So please read this table very thoroughly. Sunflower is a dash plant. This is a general agriculture question, so I would expect you to teach me what is sunflower. This has not much to do with soil science. So yes, someone is saying C. Kuntal is saying C. Yes, definitely all of you are correct. It is definitely a day neutral plant. As we all know, we have started reading this from our first year, second years. So here I have added a very small explanation for you, so that if you read this PDF, you will get to know. So here you can see, in agricultural context, modern cultivated sunflowers are effectively day neutral. Day neutral ka matlab hai, photo period is insensitive. So it does not matter what is the sunshine hours, 10 hours, 14 hours, 8 hours, doesn't matter. It is a day neutral plant. So breeding programs have specifically selected for this trait, so the crop can be cultivated across diverse global latitudes and planting seasons. That is the only reason for breeding day neutral plants, right? Why we need day neutral plants? We need day neutral plants so that we can cultivate it anywhere in the world. Where there is 6 months dark in Antarctica, there also we can cultivate it in controlled condition. And also where there is a very long days, there also we can cultivate, right? What is the unit of absolute humidity? This is a very good question. This is a very good question, and this is a very exam-worthy question, you know. This is definitely an exam-worthy question. The last question was also exam-worthy. Sunflower is a day neutral plant. That is also exam-worthy, but this is also very exam-worthy. They might not ask this direct, but they will give you all the humidity names in the left column, and they will give you all the units in the right column, and you have to match that. So if you are not clear with your concept, you cannot match that, because matching units is very difficult. All right. You should know the units in such a way so that even if you don't remember, you can derive that unit directly in the exam hall. But sometimes deriving that is a bit problem, because you won't get much time. So I am seeing all the options are saying C, gram per meter cube. Yes. Definitely all of you are correct. It is called absolute humidity. In this form of measurement, the mass of water vapor present in a particular volume of air is considered. This is a direct and specific approach. Thus, this is most scientifically accurate, but it is very hard to measure. That's why we go for RH, right? The most common measurement of humidity is relative humidity. So here you can see the unit. What is the P content in SSP? Yes, Kuntal. Very nice. Specific humidity, relative humidity, mixing ratio. Yes. Match the following में यही आएगा. They will give you all these 4 names and they will ask all the units. P content in SSP. I will tell you to please think again. I know this question has been deliberately put to mislead you. So please think again. अगर ये 16 होता, so would we have put it? Would the question setter have put it? SSP P content. Yes, Aman, you have got the answer. Like this is nothing but the exam. This is nothing but the examiner is simply playing with you, you know. That's why I always tell, read the question twice. Whatever the question is, how much ever big the question is, please read the question twice. And then again, please read all the options. Not only correct answer dekha, maar diya, chala gaya. Baad mein you will see that in option D, there was a more correct answer. All right. Please read all the questions twice and please read all the options, all the 4 options. 4 ऑप्शन पढ़ने में ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लगेगा. वो कुछ सेकंड्स बचा के यू विल नॉट, कुछ बहुत बड़ा तीर नहीं मारना है. सो प्लीज रीड. पी कंटेंट पूछा है 16 divided by 2.29. all right, it is as simple as that because P205 content is 16. all of you know that. So this is a very moving on. P content in SSP is 6.88. Do not expect this much correctness from NTA also. That is also a thing. So if say in exam they ask P content in SSP and this is not in the option, then definitely go for 16. That time do not argue with NTA or ICR because they will not give you the marks and they are not that politically correct also. So but if this option is there or anything near to this is there, then you must know that the examiner is wanting that answer from you only. All right. Which of the following are dinitroanilines? All right. So this is a question from agricultural chemicals. Let's see if you are reading your minor subjects also अच्छे से or you are reading only soil science. Let's see. Kuntal is saying option D. Yes, option D, option D. Oh, nice. You are reading agricultural chemicals also. That's very nice. Here I have given you, this is the basic structure of dinitroaniline. Why it is called dinitroaniline? ये एक nitro है, ये दूसरा nitro है. That is why it is dinitro. And this part is aniline, right? Benzene ring with NH2. This is the aniline. So if you see the structure of all of these three comes under dinitroaniline. All right. Please do not neglect agricultural chemicals. Agricultural chemicals is very important. Yes. So please be very thorough with it. Read it from whatever source you want, whatever book you have, whatever note you have. But please be very thorough with agricultural chemicals. That is very important. Here you can see 3 of our courses that you can take. Now, since the exam is knocking at the door, these are the batches and that is the mock test bundle. So moving on, we have got again another agricultural chemical question. So let's see if you can solve this as well. This is a match the following. I hope it is visible to you. Yes, it is visible, definitely. So list A contains the herbicide compounds like the active ingredient and the list B is the brand name, herbicides with their brand name. So please start matching and please tell me the correct answer. Let's see who can do it fast. Here is a small spelling mistake. It will not be sensor, it will be sencor. You are telling option B, option B, option B. A4, B1, C3 and D2. Yes, all of you are definitely correct. Sulfosulfuron is also called leader. Butachlor is machete. Then pendimethalin is stomp and metribuzin is sencor. It is SENCOR. All right. So agricultural chemicals, again and again I am telling, very important. So please be very aware and be very thoughtful with agricultural chemicals. Now this question is from core soil physics. Let's see how core soil physics, how good you are with soil physics. This is nothing. This is not a hard question. So just tell me the answer and we'll move fast. Saturated soil pF values के साथ soil moisture constants को मिलाओ. D. Saturated soil is 0. Field capacity 2.5, oven dry 7, permanent wilting 4.2, right? So it will be A3B4. Yes, it is definitely option D. All of you are correct. Yes, you are on the right track. You are studying soil physics nicely. This is a very easy question, but this is a very important question, all right? It might come. So this kind of easy questions, there should be no mistake, because if you make mistake in easy questions, then there is no mercy for that, you know. That will be very cruel for you, because एक easy question galat hone se you will get -5, and that -5 will kick you out of maybe top 10 rank, you know. It will be very difficult to mend that mistake. So please be very careful. Rain bearing clouds. Yes, agrometeorology question is here finally. Agrometeorology is also very important. It is in the syllabus. So please be very thorough with agrometeorology as well. What are the rain bearing clouds? I can see all the option A's are coming in. Yes, you guys are very much on the right track. Nimbus are called the rain bearing clouds, whereas cirrus are the, here I have given you a very small. Yes, Vipin. Yes, from IRI. I am from IRI, New Delhi. So nimbus clouds, the word nimbus comes from the Latin word for rainstorm or cloud. In meteorology, adding nimbo or nimbus means precipitation bearing cloud, whereas cirrus are high altitude wispy clouds composed of ice crystals. They are generally associated with fair weather and clear weather. This is extremely basic meteorology. All of you know that. You can find it in any standard book in Principles of Agronomy. Reddy, SR Reddy, and Reddy, everywhere you can find it. Now this question is again a very easy question for all the soil science students. Prismatic structure is found in which soil? Here this word is not visible, so I will write it for you. So prismatic structure is found in which soil? This is a very seater question, extremely easy question. Abhijit, Kuntal, Aman, Anil, everyone, all of you are correct. I don't think we need to teach this to any soil science students who is having JRF in 1 month. So yes, this table again and again, always I put my emphasis the most on this. From this table, you can get assertion reason. From this table, you can get statement based. From this table, you can get direct question. Everything you can get. So please be very thorough with this table, and whatever is written above this table and below this table in the old ISSS, that part you should be very thorough with, very, very thorough with. All right. This prismatic, if you read there, you can see that this prismatic is also found in degraded soils of humid or subhumid regions. All right. So they have asked in last year's SRF this question. They have given that statement, exactly that statement, same punctuation, everything, and they have asked whether it is true or false. All right. So be very thorough with soil structure, with your basic soil physics, and this table, soil structure, is extremely important. Total extractable amount of potassium is highest in which clay soil? This is also a very easy question for any soil science students. There is nothing to explain. Yes, all of you are correct. Today we are going very fast. That's a very nice. Very nice. We will end the paper like that only. So why it is, you all know the answer. Why it is the answer? Here I have given a small explanation that you can read if you read the PDF, or else you can go on, no problem. So moving on. The colorimeter. Yesterday we had a long discussion about this. I took almost extra 10 minutes to make you all understand this. So the colorimeter works on the principle of yes, Nikhila, Vipin, Anil, everyone, all of you are correct. That's a very nice sign. All of you are correct. It is definitely Lambert-Beard's law. say colorimeter and the more advanced spectrophotometer operates on the principle of Beer-Lambert law. This law states that the attenuation of light passing through a substance is directly proportional. Attenuation means the decrease in intensity is directly proportional to the concentration of absorbing species in the solution and the path length the light travels through it. So this is the concentration, this is the path length, and this is the absorbance. That is the decrease in the intensity of the light. This is a constant. All right. So this relation with concentration was given by Beer, and this relation with path length was given by Lambert, that too in completely different timeline and in a completely different setting. So that is why these two are different people who had probably had not met at all face to face. But for honoring both of them, we take the name Beer and Lambert law. Both of them are honored because Lambert told about the path length and Beer told about the concentration. Lambert was first. He told it before Beer. It was almost 100 years back when he told, and then Beer told with it concentration. Here you can see what all that means. A is absorbance, which is dimensionless. E is the molar absorptivity, that is a constant. C is the concentration of the absorbing species, and L is the path length, which is generally kept constant in the spectrophotometer. That's how we can determine the concentration of the absorbing species, and in turn we can determine the how much of the element of interest is present in our sample. All right. Movement of phosphorus is mainly by, this is an extremely easy question. This also needs no explanation. I think any soil science student knows this by heart already. Yes, yes, yes. All of you are saying option A. And here, this I have taken. This is very, very important. This was my intention for this question to tell you. You should remember this table. All right. Here you can see the percentage, because most of the times you might get confused about elements like calcium and magnesium. What is the measure? Which one is the measure process? So here you can see the percentage. Sometimes somewhere you might get root interception as the answer, but if you see, it is 150% by mass flow and only 60% by root interception. All right. So it is nothing. It is nothing compared to mass flow. So the answer would be mass flow only. All right. It would be mass flow only and not root interception, because the reason is in front of your eyes. Here you can see the approximate amount supplied. This supply by mass flow is far, far, far greater. You can see here it is far, far and far greater. So calcium, magnesium, the dominant is mass flow, and for nitrogen also you can see it is mass flow. For phosphorus, here you can see this diffusion is far, far, far greater than both mass flow and root interception. For potassium also it is diffusion. And I will give you a general idea. Someone was writing something immobile, something I saw, but then deleted the message. So here you can see nitrogen. Nitrogen is highly mobile in soil. Nitrogen is highly mobile in soil, the nitrate form. Since it is an anion, it does not get attached to the clay colloid. Of course, there is repulsion. That is why it will not get attached to the clay colloid, and it is highly mobile in the soil. That is why if it is mobile, it can move directly with the soil water. Soil water ऐसे flow हो रहा है, उसके अंदर उसके साथ nitrate भी flow हो रहा है, because nitrate does not get attracted to the soil colloid. All right. That is why if the nutrient is mobile, majorly you will see it is moving by mass flow only. But if it is immobile, like phosphorus is highly immobile because of the process of ligand exchange, because of the process of this ligand exchange, phosphorus is highly immobile in soil, and in that case phosphorus cannot move with the soil water, of course, because phosphorus के पास वो ability नहीं है. Soil water move कर रहा है, still phosphorus is bound with the clay colloid. In that case, diffusion is the only process, because only if the concentration gradient is produced, then only that phosphorus can get dissolved from the colloid and it can move towards the plant root. P, Fe, Zn and K immobile by diffusion. Sir, through root interception, how percentage of total movement? वही तो दिया हुआ है ना भाई यहाँ पे. For every nutrient it will be different, right? Yes, Abhijit, you are correct. If you get the average, it is 1% overall. That is written in old IEEE also. Yes, it will be less than 1%. Majority, all of you know, majority happens by diffusion only in all the cases, in nutrient also and in gas exchange also, you know, the answer is always diffusion. So if it is immobile, majorly it will move by diffusion. If it is mobile, it will move by mass flow. All right, it is that easy. For calcium and magnesium only, these are moderately immobile in soil. That's correct, because these are positively charged ions and they are attracted by the soil colloid. But since their abundance is so high, so some amount will always be present in the soil water and it will move by means of mass flow. Another very easy question from micronutrients. Yes, Zn movement, it is 33%, 33% and 33%. That is also a very known question that is very frequently asked. Let me write that here. For Zn, all the three processes are 33% each. All right. So if they ask which nutrient moves by all the equal percentage of processes, the answer would be Zn. This is also a very frequently asked question. Please remember that also. And for this micronutrient, sabne padha, everyone is telling D, 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 D. All of you are absolutely correct. It is option D. Again, I cannot stress enough how important this table is. It is in the micronutrient chapter of old ISSS and also the micronutrient chapter of new ISSS. This is extremely, extremely important. I cannot stress enough how important this table is. You have to remember the names of the minerals. यहाँ से कुछ भी पूछा जा सकता है. Statement type, match the following type, direct question, anything can be asked from here. All right, you have to remember this table. White muscular dystrophy. This is also an extremely easy question. I don't think you will need much time for solving this. White muscular dystrophy is due to the deficiency of yes. Yes, all of you are correct. All of you are correct. It is selenium only. White muscular dystrophy, also known as white muscle disease or nutritional muscular dystrophy, is primarily due to deficiency of selenium and vitamin E. White muscle disease is a degenerative muscle disease that primarily affects young, rapidly growing livestock. So it is not a disease of plant. Of course, that is a common sense because plants ke paas muscles nahi hota. So it is a livestock disease. Plants doesn't have muscles. Moving on, PM Krishi Sinchai Yojana was implemented in which year? The question from extension. Extremely important. Extremely means highly important. The questions from extension only will decide whether you will get a top 10 rank or not. Because those questions, either if you know, you can. If you don't know, you cannot solve. Aman, it is not option D. No. I have given you the source directly from Press Information Bureau. If you can see, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, it was launched during the year 2015-16, means it was launched in 2015. All right, here you can read. This is a very good document. This is from directly from Press Information Bureau, like the official government document. And here you can see actually what are the components of PMKSY. This can be a potential question. HKKP, Har Khet Ko Pani. This is a potential question. Har Khet Ko Pani. Then this one, Command Area Development and Water Management. This is also important. Then groundwater development. That is also important. And this triple R. You might be asked what is the meaning of this triple R. What is the abbreviation of this triple R? That is repair, renovation and restoration of water bodies. All right. And also PMKSY also consists of watershed development component, WDC. So this document has potential questions of at least 4 to 5. All right. I would suggest you can take screenshot of this, or else better you can read this whole PDF. Usme ye mil jayega. Or else you can directly go to the Google and search this PMKSY PIB document. Read from the official document of Ministry of Jal Shakti. That is fully official government document. And please read this very carefully, very carefully. And all the other schemes which are related to agriculture and soil science, please read those. Here, one question is very important. That is, PMKSY comes under which ministry? This question also I have seen in previous year papers. So it comes under which ministry? It does not come under Agriculture Ministry, right? Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare में नहीं आता है. Presently, this comes under Ministry of Jal Shakti, like comes under the Ministry of Water. All right, moving on. Tell me, what will be the answer of this? What will be the answer of this? How good are with your general agriculture and agronomy? India is having dash water resources of the world. Only one answer. That is heartbreaking. Only one answer. I did not expect that. Anyone else? No one else. I think, okay, you might not have read this. Yes, it is 0.04. Aman Kumar, you are perfectly correct. 0.04 means nothing but 4%. The question setter here is also testing with you. So, no, it is not 0.02, it is 0.04. It is 4%. So the question setter might give option like एक option में 0.04 दे दिया, एक option में 4% दे दिया. You know 4% को मार के चला गया, and you get a -1, है ना? So read all the options very carefully. Last में अगर option 1 and 2 both है, तो उसको मार के आना है ना? Please keep those in mind. Be attentive while you are attempting the exam. So India possesses approximately 4% of the world's renewable freshwater resources. India supports approximately 18% of global population and occupies about 2.4% of world's land area, while relying that 4% share of global water resources. All right. Please keep yourself updated with the current data. Please keep yourself updated with the current data. That is very important. Questions like this will definitely come. All right. Not everything can be answered from textbook. You have to keep your mind open also. You have to be thorough with your general knowledge and current affairs also a bit. Which of the following climate classification was modified by ICRISAT? This is a very nice question, I must say. This is exactly what I was telling. This is from current affairs, whether you know this or not. This is testing your general knowledge. I can already find two types of answers. Abhijit is telling option A, troll, and Aman Kumar is telling thornthwite. So yes, all of you are correct except Aman. It is not thornthwite, it is troll only. This I have taken directly from the website of ICRISAT only. You can also get it. You go to the website of ICRISAT and you find it out. They have made a PDF published version of this where the climate classification was modified, and they have used the climate classification of troll, suggested by troll. All right. Saline alkali soils have. These are the sitter questions. These questions will give you some oxygen. You can save some time, mark these questions as fast as possible and go for the next hard ones. Everyone is telling option A? Yes, that's a very nice sign. I thought you might be a bit confused by this because in treatise and in ISSS I know there is some problem with this value. But here the question setter is very kind and gentle, and he has made it sure that you can eliminate all the other three options. All right. So I think all of you have read ISSS, where it is clearly written that this pH can be both more than 8.5 and less than 8.5. If the salt is of carbonate and bicarbonate, it will be more than 8.5. If the salt is of chloride and sulfate, then it will be less than 8.5. So the pH can be both, but these two are the major criteria which determines. So EC should be greater than 4 definitely, and ESP should be greater than 15. So no other option is having that. That's why you can eliminate and get the answer. Here I have written this for you, not a problem. Here I have added this note for you also. If you read this, you will find it. While some standard scientific classification like USSL note that the pH sometimes be depressed below 8.5 due to the neutral salts, which I was telling. Neutral salts कौन कौन बनाता है? Neutral salts बनाता है Cl- and SO4 2-, But option A here is only answer provided that correctly captures the mandatory EC greater than 4 and ESP greater than 15. So how will this pH more than 8.5 happen? When the salts are carbonate and bicarbonate, which are also called alkaline salts, है ना? इन लोगों का alkaline hydrolysis होके it forms OH minus. You all have read that chemistry of acid soil and alkali soil. Nothing new there. Darcy's law governs. This is a definitely UG first year level question. UG first year level question should take you few seconds. Yes, we will not have any discussion here. Just for your sake, I have given you the expression of the law in its most simplest form. So this constant is called hydraulic conductivity, है ना? Nitrogen content in ammonium sulfate. This is also a very important question, I must say, because ICAR and NTA both have a pattern of asking questions like this. So you cannot deny, है ना? Nikhila, Vipin, everyone is telling option B. Aman, option B. Yes, again, the question setter has not given the percentage, but has given the fraction. So be very careful, divided by 100, है ना? So this is from our beloved old ISSS, Fundamentals of Soil Science. It is clearly written, it contains 20.6% N and was a leading nitrogenous fertilizer at one time, but now accounts for only a small percentage of total N fertilizers because of the advent of urea. Triple superphosphate, TSP. TSP is made by treating with phosphate rock. Phosphate rock is treated with what to make TSP? Phosphate rock is treated with what to make TSP? Why I cannot see any answers? Yes, Vipin, we will have all those questions. Don't worry, we will have marathon now, no? Enough of question solving now. Questions are done. Now we will go to revision. And there, if you have any doubts, any questions, you can definitely ask. Yes, all of you know this answer, I know. TSP is definitely triple superphosphate. Triple superphosphate is produced by reacting phosphate rock with phosphoric acid. We know that is H3PO4. If it is phosphate rock with sulfuric acid, then which fertilizer is formed? Phosphate rock with sulfuric acid forms which fertilizer? Yes, that is a very easy question. Nothing to think about it. What is the purpose of nitrification inhibitor? That is like a very nice question, and the question setter has given you a lot of answer also. What is the purpose of nitrification inhibitor? To stop conversion of nitrite to nitrate and hold nitrite by anion exchange to reduce its chances of leaching. To stop rapid mineralization of ammonium ions to reduce leaching. To convert nitrate to ammonium ions to reduce the potential loss. Inhibit the conversion of NH4 plus to nitrite to keep NH4 plus on exchange sites, reducing losses of nitrate to groundwater. So this is a very good question, I must say. Whether I know you all know the names of the nitrification inhibitors, DCD kya hai, ye kya hai, wo kya hai, but do you know how it works? Yes, Abhijit, Anil, Aman, definitely it seems you know how it works. That's a very good sign. Yes, Nikhila, very good, very good. Yes, all of you are very correct. This is definitely option D. क्यों option D है? This option is also kind of correct, except this part. This part is wrong. That is why option A is getting eliminated, because as we all know, the nitrification process NH4 plus to NO2 minus to NO3 minus. Only this portion can be inhibited and this portion cannot be inhibited. Once nitrite is formed, it will definitely form nitrate. So nitrification inhibitors always works on this portion. So here nitrite to nitrate is wrong. It would be NH4 plus to nitrite. This step can be inhibited by nitrification inhibitors. Neem is a natural nitrification inhibitor. Very nice, Vipin. There are lots of natural nitrification inhibitors जैसे कि करंज हो गया, linseed oil हो गया, नीम हो गया, many, there are many. Neem coated urea from 2015 is mandatory in India. उसका the major purpose is to stop smuggling of subsidized urea to other industries, like urea is needed in dye industry and clothing industry also. That is also a point. But another point is also neem is a natural nitrification inhibitor. So it will be slow release and the efficiency of the fertilizer will increase. That is why mandatory neem coating, mandatory neem oil coating of urea is now mandatory in India from 2015. I think all of you should know this. And nowadays, nowhere in the market you can find uncoated prilled urea. पहले जो मिलता था uncoated prilled urea, that you can find nowhere in the market now. Only with special permission you can use that in research institutes, which I have used in my MSc work. But otherwise, you can only find NCU. You can only find NCU. NCU is nothing but neem coated urea. All right, keep that in mind. Which of the following statements are true regarding sulfur? That's looks like a very easy question. Let's see. Sulfur has been described as the fourth major nutrient after N, P and K. It plays a major role in increasing the oil quality in oilseed crops. Sulfur is a constituent of pyridoxine containing nitrogenase. Brassicas are more susceptible to sulfur deficiency. The words that are not that much visible, I'll write that for you. This is a very easy question. I don't think it should take much time, but I'm already seeing two types of answers. A, B, what? Both of you are wrong. Nikhila and Aman, both of you are wrong. Sulfur has been described as the fourth major nutrient after N, P and K. Definitely correct. It plays a major role in increasing the oil quality in oilseed crops. Definitely correct. Sulfur is a constituent of pyridoxine containing nitrogenase. Nitrogenase ka structure you have not seen. Sulfur is a very integral component of nitrogenase. Sulfur chahiye hi chahiye. There is one FES unit and there is one MOFES unit. So sulfur is definitely important. So C is also correct. And we all know brassicas. Brassicas are the most susceptible, no? Because brassica kya hai? What is brassica? Mustard, no? FES and MOFES, sulfur is present in both. So, what will be the correct answer? Write the correct answer please in the comments. Aman, Anil, yes, option D is the correct answer, definitely. Here I have given you the explanation also, but it is not needed. I already told you. Whereas, but this is important. Iron is a vital structure and component of the iron sulfur clusters that are found in pyridoxine, and it acts as a primary electron donor to the nitrogenase enzyme complex. So in that complex, sulfur is very important. Finally, one assertion reason question after so long. There is less total pore space in sandy soil than in clay soil. Less total pore space in sandy soil than in clay soil. Clay soil contain a large number of fine pores within each aggregate. This is also a BSc second year level question. So I don't think you need much explanation or much time to think about this. Yes, Nikhila, you are absolutely correct. Abhijit, you are also absolutely correct. Aman Kumar, you are wrong. Vishnu, you are also absolutely correct. How can you say it is B, Aman? Do not say it is B. There is less total pore space because clay soil contains a large number of fine pores. Micropores is more. We all know that. Why would you say there is no relation between the two? There is relation between the two. Anyhow, ICAR is very bad with these assertion reason questions, all right. The questions which will have legit option 2, they will give answer key as option 1 and they will not change it whatever you do for challenging. I myself am a victim of that. All right, so please be attentive. The questions which are at least sure, please go for option 1. Do not go for option 2 because कुछ भी source दिखा दो, show them Hillel, show them the original author, they are not going to listen. The soil moisture regime UDIC means, this question is directly from T.D. Bishwas and S.K. Mukherjee. I don't know how many of you read that book nowadays. Textbook of soil science, yes, all of you should know, textbook of soil science. वहाँ पे ये directly it has been taken from that book. Also, this is not such a hard question. You already know what is UDIC. If you know what does UDIC moisture regime means, you can tell the answer. There is nothing much to think. I can only see 2 answers. That's sad part. Okay, I can see 3 answers. Yes, all of you are correct. The term UDIC is derived from the Latin word udus, which directly translates to humid. So in USDA soil taxonomy, a UDIC soil moisture regime characterizes soils in climates with well-distributed rainfall. Specifically, it indicates that the soil moisture control section is not dry in any part for as long as 90 cumulative days under normal annual conditions. This all of you have read. This is very nicely written in the soil classification chapter of the old ISSS written by Dr. J.L. Sehgal. Yes, maximum leaching will definitely occur because it is the humid moisture regime, right? Moving on. The micronutrients Zn, Cu, Fe and Mn are readily available in alkaline soils but are much less soluble at pH levels below 7, all right. This availability can be increased when alkaline soils are brought under irrigation. What will be the answer for this? Yes, Vipin, you are correct. In India, dominant is astic. Yes, you are definitely correct. Now tell me the answer of this. This is from soil chemistry. Yes, this is from soil chemistry, I would say. Already I can see 2 types of answers. That is a sad part. Aman Kumar is telling statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is true. Whereas Abhijit is telling both are false. Any other answers? I would like to see some other answers since we have some time today because we are moving quite fast. Nikhila is telling B. Both statements are false. Anyone else? Option D. So I can see 2 option D and 2 option B. So there is a consensus. 50% is telling option B, 50% is telling option D. Okay, Vipin and Aman, you are correct. The answer is option D. That is, statement 1 is definitely incorrect. All of us know that. Statement 1 is definitely incorrect because alkaline soil to bilkul nahi hai, pH levels below 7 bhi bilkul nahi hai. Now, why statement 2 is correct? Why statement 2 is correct? That explanation is written here. I have given only that part because statement 1 ka deke koi fayda nahi. We will not waste space here. So, why statement 2 is true? Please pay your attention. I will tell. Bringing alkaline soils under irrigation, particularly involving prolonged saturation or flooding, such as in lowland rice agroecosystem, initiates a sequence of electrochemical changes that can increase the availability of these specific micronutrients. We all know submergence in submerged soil, the availability increases. Now, some of you might argue that here it is not written कि submerged किया जा रहा है. But when brought under irrigation, this term is used. You have to assume that the irrigation is sufficient to do these portions. All right. The irrigation will definitely not be just in a field. They will definitely not give water by pipe, right? By hose pipe, we will not irrigate. So that irrigation will be flood irrigation only normal. So if it is a flood irrigation and the flooding water stays for at least 3 to 4 days, then you can expect this redox drop and all these micronutrients, they will be more available than how much they were in the alkaline soil when it was under dry conditions. All right. All right. So please remember this statement 2 is correct. Abhijit and Nikhila, especially you, why statement 2 is correct? Because when it is brought under irrigation, there will be submergence. Even if it is for a very less amount of time, there will be submergence, and for that there will be redox drop, there will be pH buffering. The pH, all of you know, it goes towards neutrality. That is the reason which will increase the availability by irrigating the soil. All right. The major factor influencing soil color. Major factors influencing soil color, very easy, basic soil physics question. Organic matter, water, presence and oxidation state of iron and manganese oxide in various minerals, parent material from which the soil develops. This is also from T.D. Bishwas, I believe. This is also from T.D. Bishwas, because these statements directly probably you will not find in ISSS. Abhijit and Nikhila, both of you are telling D. Yes, yes. Vipin Yadav, everyone is telling D. Definitely. This is a very easy one. All of you know the answer. Yes, it is option D. Here I have given this page photograph of new ISSS, but here you cannot find this parent material. You cannot find here. Sadly, they have not included it. But definitely parent material also influences the soil color, because if it develops from granitic parent material, it will be lighter in color. If it develops from basaltic parent material, it will be darker in color. That is common sense only. If you read in T.D. Bishwas, you can find this point also. But all of these are very common sense points. I don't think you need some rocket science to understand this. So the answer will be all of these. All right. Now this one, land capability classification is a scientific approach for the classification of land. It is based on ability of land to produce based on economic productivity, kind of limitations, slope of land and exposure to climatic factors. Let's see how well you have understood LCC. Someone was asking LCC, कहाँ से पढ़ना है? तो new ISSS से पढ़ना है, and this is a very good question. How well you understand land capability classification? Nikhila, wow, wow. Abhijit, you are wrong. It is not ABCD. इसमें से एक है जो नहीं है. By seeing the options, you can tell either it will be 3 or 4. So it is not ABCD. But कौन नहीं है? It is not option D. Please, it is not option D. Yes, Nikhila, that's a very impressive answer, and Aman also. It is option B. All right. Option this one, economic productivity. This is the basis of difference between the capability and the suitability. All right. Here I have written it for you. It is very common to confuse LCC with other types of land evaluation, which is likely why statement B seems correct at first glance. But land capability classification is purely physical and environmental assessment. It evaluates the permanent inherent characteristics of the soil like depth, texture, slope, erosion hazards, as you all know, climate, to determine what the land can physically withstand without degrading, right? Whereas land suitability evaluation, it is a different framework that does include economics. It will include economics. So LCC deliberately ignores economics. It will not tell economic productivity. It will tell you can cultivate here, लेकिन cultivate करके कितना पैसा मिलेगा, how much money you will earn by cultivating that it will not tell. For that, you have to do land suitability classification, right? So the USDA designed the LCC system specifically to ignore the economic factors, because economics change rapidly, whereas soil properties do not. Because economics is not only dependent on the soil properties, economics is dependent on lots of other factors which are environmental, which are local, which are social factors. All right. So for that reason, to make LCC widely accessible across the world, they have not included economics in that. Economics include इसलिए नहीं किया गया है because that changes very rapidly, whereas soil does not. So LCC given by Kling, BL and Montgomery, all of you know that. of USDA, of course, United States Department of Agriculture, and this is a very important question. I would like you to, if you can take a screenshot or anything, but this question is very important and this is a very exam-worthy question, which is it is deliberately, it has been made confusing so that you make it wrong. All right, moving on. A regular repetition of sequence, a regular repetition of sequence of soil properties in association with certain relief, the parent materials may or may not be the same, is called as. This is also very easy to make mistake. So please be careful, read the question twice and then give the answer. Please, again, I am already warning you. There will be no warning in your exam, but here I am warning you. Please read the options and the question twice and then try to answer. This is very easy to make it wrong. I can see option B, option B, option B. Option B, Nikhila, very nice. I'm very impressed. This is, of course, this is soil association. Soil SICAM and soil consociation is not in the under consideration, we all know, because this is single taxa wala word जहाँ पे नहीं है, वहाँ पे consociation नहीं आएगा, and SICAM is also nothing but monolith profile. But it is very easy to confuse between these two. That's why catena के साथ confuse क्यों नहीं करना है? Because of parent material may or may not be same with certain relief, whereas catena is specifically the change in relief and drainage, है ना? That's why please be very attentive, please read it very carefully and answer. Clay minerals predominate in the soils of arid region. This question also, it is directly from TD Bishwas and SK Mukherjee. This question is also directly from there. So again, I don't know how much you are reading this book nowadays, because mostly people are reading ISSS, I know. Clay minerals predominate in the soils of arid regions are. Abhijit and Vipin are telling option A. Nikhila is telling option D. The correct answer is option A. This has been directly taken from the line. Here I could not put the photograph for you, but I have that photograph with me. I have that photograph with me. So if you want, I can share it with you, or I can tell you the page number also. In this book, it is in page number 291. In page 291, if you read, you will directly find this line exactly with the same punctuation and all. It has been taken. So from TD Bishwas, sometimes they will ask question directly, like they will just pick up one line and they will ask question. Few years back in 2022 JRF Physical Science, you will find one question. There they have asked intense hydrolysis and leaching in the desert region, which mineral? So many people have made that wrong, but in TD Bishwas it is written as kaolinite. That is also exclusively written in TD Bishwas only. So that book is also a bit important, because sometimes they will ask directly from it. That was the standard book before this advent of ISSS. So if you have not read it, fine, but you might consider reading it if you get some time. Just go through it once. What are the two byproducts? What are the two byproducts produced by municipal waste treatment plants? This is an extremely easy question. This is a class 10 level question, you might say, or class 9 level bhi ho sakta hai. So tell me the answer. म्यूनिसिपल वेस्ट ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट से क्या ही आएगा? व्हाट विल कम? Aman Kumar is telling option B. Vipin Yadav is telling option B. Yes, all of you are definitely correct. There is nothing to say, nothing to explain here, because since it is municipal solid waste, since it is municipal waste treatment, definitely methane will come and sludge will come. Here I have given a small explanation for you. During the treatment process at municipal waste facilities, particularly when organic matter undergoes anaerobic digestion, these treatment plants mainly do anaerobic digestion and not aerobic digestion. So this organic matter undergoes anaerobic digestion, so definitely it will produce methane. If it was aerobic, it would have produced carbon dioxide, but it is anaerobic digestion and it produces methane. And also the sludge, which is the nutrient-rich semi-solid residual material left over after the wastewater or solid waste is treated. All right. When was UNEP created? United Nations Environment Program. In the exam, they might not give you the full form also. That's why our question setter has also set it like that way only. He has asked directly, when was UNEP created? No full form for you, nothing. Let's see if you can tell me the answer. I cannot see any answers. What is taking you so long? When was UNEP created? United Nations Environment Program. I don't think any answer is going to come. So we'll directly go. It is 1972. All right, option A. Option A is the correct option, 1972. So here you can see the United Nations Environment Program UNEP was established on June 5, 1972, directly following the United Nations Conference on the Human Environment, which is commonly referred to as the Stockholm Conference. All these conferences, along with their years and along with the name of the programs, are extremely important, extremely important. So you should be very thorough with all this, especially UNEP is very important and even CED is also very important. The one that happened in 1992, then United Nations Conference on Human Development, Human and Environment, all those conventions, you have to remember the year. There is no other thing to do, and also you have to remember the names. Like this was United Nations Conference on Human Environment, and this was also called the Stockholm Conference that happened in 1972. All right. So please be very thorough with these environmental conventions. For this, I would suggest you make a list. You make a list, write the years, and uske side mein you write what is there. And for this, I would suggest you to follow some IS notes, UPSC notes, because UPSC people have also this in their syllabus, and their notes are the best quality. You know, you will find it available in your YouTube, in Google, everywhere. In YouTube also, you can follow some videos of IS coaching channels only. They will give you such a comprehensive and such a brilliant list that will be very good for you, and you should make the list yourself. Do not take it from someone else, so that while making the list only, you will also remember the names. All right, so that would be my suggestion for this. Sir, are PYQs repeated? Of course PYQs are repeated. In my time, I got 7 PYQ directly repeated from the last year, and for those 7 questions, I took maybe 7 seconds at all, because I knew all the answers and I remembered all the answers. So 7 question ka time bach gaya bhai. So PYQs are very important. Amount of soil delivered to the stream divided by the amount eroded is called. This is an extremely easy question, because the question setter has given all the options as, like, the other options are not at all related. So you can understand the question setter has not taken much effort to give some good options. So yes, Abhijit, it is correct only. It is delivery ratio. But for your betterment, I have given you the definition of delivery ratio here. If you read the PPT, you will see that it is nothing but that is only written there in the question, what is delivery ratio. But you can read this so that you will gain some knowledge. and this is also an exam worthy question because soil erosion से ऐसे कुछ definitions आते हैं. You might expect. Of the following, which are the phosphate solubilizing bacteria? Again, the question setter is on that phosphorus chapter with the phosphate solubilizing microbes. PSB, phosphate solubilizing bacteria. Aman Kumar is telling option D. Mirza, option D. Vipin Yadav, option D. Yes, this is a very easy question. Again, I have given the, this is a very easy question. All of this, as we all know, Bacillus megaterium, Pseudomonas striata, and Paracoccus, all of these are phosphate solubilizing bacteria, which is also known as PSB, or nowadays these are called PSM, phosphate solubilizing microorganisms. All right. So please be very thorough with this. Nothing much to say here. Moving on. The pH of the solution, yes, again a very beautiful question from analytical chemistry. These kind of questions you can expect at least 2 or 3 will definitely come in your exam. So the pH of the solution, 0.5 molar sodium bicarbonate used in Olsen's method of available phosphorus estimation should be adjusted to, yes, it is pH 8.5, but I will ask you the supplementary questions here. Olsen's method is used for which type of soil? Please write in the comments which type of soil we use Olsen's method. Olsen's extraction method we use for which type of soil? Yes, alkaline soil. And for acidic, what we use? Please write the full name. Do not write the name of the scientist only. Mainly for acidic soil, what we use in the Indian institutes and everywhere. Bray and Kud's P1. Yes, Bray सिर्फ Bray को देने से होगा. Who will give credit to Kud's? Bray and Kud's both. So yes, Olsen. यहाँ से और क्या question आ सकता है? यहाँ से the question may be, these are the extractants. Yes, after extracting you have to add the reagents. In that reagent you have to add ammonium molybdate, and after that you have to add a reducing agent. So tell me the name of the reducing agent that we had a huge discussion yesterday. There are 2 major reducing agents which finally forms the blue color. So please tell me the name of the 2 reducing agents. Which are the 2 reducing agents that we will use for phosphorus estimation? All these will brush up and refresh your memory, and these all are important questions that can come. Yes, Abhijit, you are correct. One is ascorbic acid, that is majorly used nowadays in all the labs. What is the other one? What is the other one? What is the other one? Yesterday only we had a long discussion about this. How it forms, what color it forms, what is the name of the color. Name of the color also I was talking about yesterday. Still I cannot see the name of the second reducing agent. What happened? What is the second reducing agent that is used, that is very sensitive in nature? After so long, Abhijit. SnCl2 is not used nowadays because it is very sensitive, and the color that is developed, that is not stable and it does not stay for long time. That's why ascorbic acid is used nowadays to keep the color stable. Which liming material should be used if quick pH adjustment is needed? Which liming material should be used if quick pH adjustment is needed? Calcitic limestone, dolomitic limestone, calcium hydroxide, both B and C. Which liming material should be used if very quick pH adjustment is needed? Am I having any problems? I cannot see the comments. Are you guys commenting? What is happening? Suddenly I cannot see any comments anymore. Let me write something. Okay, option C, option B, already I can see. Option B. Option B is the least appropriate answer, like it will come in the last. It is not at all option B. Yes, Vipin Yadav, you are correct. It is option C only, calcium hydroxide, also known as slaked lime. So why it is? It is also called as hydrated lime or slaked lime. This also you should remember. It has a much higher water solubility and reactivity compared to the standard agricultural limestones. When applied to soil, it dissociates and neutralizes acidity almost immediately, making it the ideal choice for a rapid pH adjustment. Whereas the limestone, calcitic and dolomitic are carbonate materials, they break down and react with soil acids much more slowly, making them better suited for gradual long-term pH management rather than very quick fixes. All right. So this is calcium hydroxide. This is also a very good question. I can say this is also exam worthy question. So please be mindful. Please remember this. It's not a hard one also, but this is an important question, right? And please also keep in mind the keywords in the question. Quick. Climatic conditions conducive for the accumulation of organic matter in soil. This is a very, very popular question. I have seen it almost 7 to 8 times in my whole career till PhD first year. I have seen this question lots of times. Which climatic conditions are conducive for the accumulation of organic matter in soil? Low temperature, low rainfall, low temperature, high rainfall, high temperature, low rainfall, high temperature and high rainfall. What do you think is the answer? Everyone is telling option B, Abhijit, Nikhila, Vipin Yadav, low temperature and high rainfall. Yes, all of you are correct. It is definitely low temperature and high rainfall. That is, it happens in the temperate areas, but it should be high rainfall, because low temperature, you all know, low temperature means low decomposition rate of the organic matter. So organic matter will be accumulated, and rainfall, high rainfall is needed because without the supply of the moisture, the residue and all will not convert only to organic matter. Another point of high rainfall is very high rainfall will make the bases leach down and the soil will be a bit acidic. So the bacteria will also be a bit down, and that is the reason why there might be accumulation. All right. Trench method of preparing FYM has been recommended by. This is also a very exam worthy question. This is a memory based question, you might say, because there is nothing analytical. You have to know the answer to answer it correctly. I believe all of you know that already. This is a very popular question. Yes, so Bhijit, you are absolutely correct. Yes, Nikhila, you are also correct. It is C.N. Acharya. C.N. Acharya used to work in which institute? Who can tell me this? What is the name of the institute where C.N. Acharya worked? C.N. Acharya in 1939, he gave the Bangalore method of composting, and yes, you are correct. He used to work in, he was a scientist of IISC, the #1 institute in India. You know, Indian Institute of Science, it is situated in Bangalore. Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, India. This is the #1 institute of India. If you see all the NIRF ranking and every ranking, IISC is always on the top. This is the #1 institute of India of science, and Dr. C.N. Acharya used to work there. There only he developed the Bangalore method of composting in 1939. All right. Bangalore method is aerobic or anaerobic or both? What is the answer? Bangalore method is aerobic, anaerobic, both. Yes, again you are very correct. Anaerobic, and Indore method is aerobic. You all know your preparation is on very good track. Now if you can answer this question, I will be very impressed. Let's see. Because this usually people don't read in their UG. Sugar amine condensation theory of humus formation. Theories of humus formation is on the higher level. It is on MSc and PhD. Ovijit is telling option A. Ritu is telling Waxman. Vipin Yadav is telling of Waxman. I can see lots of answers. Everyone is telling Waxman. Stevenson polyphenol theory. Sir, is it not Maillard? Yes, Maillard reaction is also there. Polyphenol theory by Stevenson, that is correct. You are telling correct, Vipin. But what would be the answer for this? Well, sorry to break your heart, whoever is telling it is Waxman. Actually, I was checking again. I have already checked, but I was checking again so that to be very sure. It is not Waxman. According to all the credible sources that I have found, the correct answer of this is Maillard. This is also called Maillard reaction. But this reaction of Maillard was detailed by Stevenson. All right. So, in case Maillard is not in option, the answer would be Stevenson. And I told you, I already checked. This is directly from a research paper, and this is directly from the, this was given to us as a note in my MSc also. In MSc, you will have to read a course called Soil 506, that is Soil Biology and Biochemistry. In that, you have to read Biochemistry of Humus Formation in detail, and there you can clearly see here sugar amine condensation by Stevenson in 1982. All right. So the answer here will be Stevenson, but if Maillard is also there, you can mark Maillard as well, but it will not be Waxman. All right. Yes, exactly. I was going to say that Waxman has given the lignin theory of humus formation. There are total 4 pathways. Number 1 is the lignin theory. Then number 2 and 3 both pathway are polyphenol theory. Polyphenol also given by Stevenson. And this 4th pathway is the sugar amine condensation. Sugar plus amine condensation, that was given by Maillard, but it was detailed by Stevenson. So if Maillard is not there, Stevenson would be the correct answer. Waxman only has given the lignin theory. Very good. I am very impressed, but yeah, it is not Waxman. So it is Stevenson. Let's move on. Conservation tillage can be defined as, after a hard question, this is a very sitter question, and this is nothing like, it is like a bed of roses, maybe you can say. There is nothing to think, just tell me the answer. Conservation tillage can be defined as option A, crop planting system that allows minimum disturbance of soil to allow seeds to be sown while ensuring maintenance of crop residue on the surface. B, a tillage operation is mainly done to prevent the weed population. C, a tillage operation is mainly done to prepare a fine seed bed. D, all of the above. Please tell me the answer fast. What is taking you so long? Yes, so Vijit, you are correct. Tillage operation done to prevent weed population is not in conservation tillage. Tillage for fine seedbed is also not in conservation tillage. So of course the correct answer of course will be option A. इतना बड़ा सा option दिया हुआ है. So definitely it will be option A will be the correct answer. But you can get questions like this in exam also, where just by seeing the options you can tell which one is the correct answer. Nothing much to think about here. This is a question from biomolecules. Let's see how good you are reading biomolecules. Even if you don't know the exact term, just by reading the definition, I think you can figure out the answer, because these terms are already known to you. All right. The regulatory mechanism by which certain products inhibit the synthesis of additional enzyme is known as anabolic repression, catabolic induction, none of the above. This is a very good question, I must say. And this question is also exam worthy. It might come in your exam this time also, because biomolecules, biochemicals is very, very important for JRF physical science. It is always important. You can expect question from glucose, from protein, from hemoglobin, nucleic acid, from everywhere you can expect question. Okay, Nikhila is telling option A. Well, let me see some other options. Anyone would like to try anything else? Anyone would like to try anything else? Well, I don't think anyone else is trying. So the correct answer of this will be not anabolic but catabolic repression. All right, the correct answer will be catabolic repression. Since this term is new to you, I have given you the definition of what these are called. Catabolic repression, more commonly known as catabolite repression, it is a regulatory mechanism in bacteria. It occurs when the presence of a preferred energy source or its catabolites or its breakdown products inhibits the synthesis of enzyme needed to metabolize alternative less efficient energy source like lactose. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? इसका मतलब ये हुआ, suppose there is glucose, suppose there is lactose. We all know glucose is the more efficient energy source for bacteria. So now the enzymes will start attacking glucose and break it down into the smaller components, which are called catabolites. So these catabolites, these catabolic compounds, they will signal the enzyme, they will signal the enzyme production process, they will signal the enzyme production system to stop producing enzyme which is required for breaking this lactose. All right. Glucose, for breaking glucose we need enzyme, for breaking lactose we need other enzyme. But glucose and these catabolites of glucose, they will signal the enzyme production system to stop producing the enzyme required for breaking of lactose, because it is not needed. Already you are getting glucose, you are getting more efficient energy source. That's why you are already getting the energy from glucose. That's why breaking lactose will be a wasteful process. So why to do that? That is why these catabolic products, they will induce the repression on production of the enzyme needed for lactose breaking, and that is why it is called catabolite repression. Here I have given the definition of the other two terms also. Anabolic repression refers to the end product repression, where the final product of a biosynthetic pathway represses the enzymes, whereas here you can see certain products is written, not the final product. And catabolic induction refers to the process where a substrate induces the synthesis of enzyme. I think all of you know what is the difference between induction and repression. All right. So I think you have understood this. The book Benchmark Soils of India. This is also a very, very trademark question of JRF. Who wrote the book Benchmark Soils of India? Who wrote the book Benchmark Soils of India? You don't know this? JRF Physical Science aspirants. This is a very trademark question. It comes very often. This question is there in almost all the all the question answer books out there in the market. I can see only one answer from Aman. Abhijit is also telling B. Yes, of course, it is B. Here you can see this is the original book photograph that I have taken. Benchmark Soils of India, Morphology, Characteristics and Classification for Resource Management, and it was edited by R.S. Murthy. So it will be Murthy et al. All right. Nematicides include, again another question from agrochemicals. Which of the following are the nematicides? Are you thorough with your pesticides and nematicides? Let's see. Which of the following are nematicides? DD, metham sodium, methyl bromide, all. D, all. Aman Kumar. Yes, Aman Kumar, definitely you are correct. That's a very correct answer. Here I have given a very small explanation for your purpose. DD is short for the DD mixture, which is a combination of 1,3-dichloropropene and dichloropropane. It is a very well-known historical soil fumigant, specifically used as a nematicide to control plant parasitic nematodes. Metham sodium or metam sodium is a broad spectrum soil fumigant that breaks down in the soil to form methyl isothiocyanate, MIC, which acts as an effective nematicide, fungicide and herbicide all. Methyl bromide is a broad spectrum fumigant that was historically widely used in agriculture to sterilize soil and control a vast array of pests including nematodes before being phased out globally due to its ozone depleting properties. So this one is now banned. That is also information you should remember. Methyl bromide is now phased out because of its ozone depleting properties. Because this bromine, which is in the group of chlorine, it also has ozone depleting properties after it reacts with the other compounds. And can anyone tell this methyl isothiocyanate MIC feels a bit familiar? It is related to what? Methyl isothiocyanate is related to which incident? That is also important. That incident is also important. That also might come because that is also related to pesticides only. Can anyone tell? MIC methyl isothiocyanate is related to what? Methyl isocyanate is related to what? This is methyl isothiocyanate, MITC, but I am talking about MIC, methyl isocyanate. Some, all right. Bhopal gas tragedy, very good, Aman. What is taking you so long? These should be in the tip of your tongue because you can get questions anytime from this. All right. Of the following, which is an example of basic igneous rock? Now again another BSc first year level question. There is nothing to think about. There is nothing to tell about. Of the following, which is an example of basic igneous rock? Okay, Abhijit, Bhopal gas tragedy you are writing now. ठीक है. I think there is some glitch with the internet. No problem. You tell me now this question. Which of the following is an example of basic igneous rock? I can see only one answer. I need at least one or two more so that I can move on. We are almost on the end of our session. We will close it very soon. Only 6 questions are remaining. So please. Okay. Yes, all of you are correct. It is A and B, both basalt and gabbro. It is the correct option is both A and B. You all know gabbro is nothing but it is complementary to granite. It has the same properties of granite, but it is which textured? Gabbro is fine textured or coarse textured? Basalt is fine textured. Gabbro is anyhow. Gabbro and granite both are similar, but only it is a basic form. है ना? Again another question of book. Soils of India and their management was published by who publishes Soils of India and their management? This book was published by who? Soils of India and their management was published by Fertilizer Association of India, Fertilizer Organization of India, Soil Science Division IRI. Abhijit, it is not Soil Science Division IRI. We never published a book like that. I know IRI Soil Science Division is in your mind. Here only you have to come after a few days, after a few months. We will be waiting here for you to welcome you. But sadly, here the answer is not option C, it is option A. Soils of India and their management, second edition. It is by Fertilizer Association of India. It is by FAI. It is an edition of Soils of India and their management, which was taken out in 1985. All right. Here you can see, for you I have taken the exact original screenshot of the book, and it is Fertilizer. It is the Fertilizer Association of India. All right. It is not Soil Science Division of IRI, no problem. But you guys come to IRI, we can write a book. All right. TDR for moisture determination, time domain reflectometry for moisture determination is based on. Very easy question. Yes, we will not waste any time here. Time domain reflectometry, as we all know, it is definitely based on the dielectric constant of the water. This is from new ISSS. As you all can see the font. So time domain reflectometry is a new method, and it is based on the dielectric constant of the water. As the water content increases, the dielectric constant increases, and time domain reflectometry determinations. You can read the principle very well. It is very nicely written in new ISSS and old ISSS both. So you can read what is time domain reflectometry, what is microwave backscattering method, what is neutron moisture meter, what is gamma ray attenuation. All of those are there. In general, the order of adsorption of different pesticide. This is also a very easy question. The order of adsorption of different pesticide is, you can just do it with your common sense, even if you don't know the answer. This is a very common question. Yes, every one of you are definitely correct. There is nothing to explain. We all know montmorillonite surface area bhi zyada hai, CEC bhi zyada hai than illite, and kaolinite has the least of all. So it is the answer. The term rhizosphere is given by, this is also a very easy question, extremely easy question. Tell me who gave the term rhizosphere? Again, all of you are telling option D. Yes, of course it is option D. But here I will ask some supplementary questions. Ruinen gave the term. Ruinen, I will write the full form, full name of Ruinen for you. Ruinen is a woman, all right? Jacoba Ruinen was a woman. She gave the term phylosphere. Very good. Hillel gave the term what? Hillel we all know, father of soil physics. He gave what? Hillel gave the term what? Yes, Vipin Yadav, you are correct. Vinogradsky is the father of soil microbiology. Definitely. You should be very thorough with all these fathers. You have to remember this. Hillel gave the term what? Infiltrability. Very nice, Vipin. Your preparation looks very good. I'm very impressed. Hydraulic conductivity does not depend upon. This is also a very impressive question. Let's see if your concept is correct or not. Hydraulic conductivity does not depend upon number of pores, tortuosity, geometry, pore size. Abhijit is telling option A, number of pores. Anyone else? Anyone else would like to try? Anyone else would like to try? Option B, tortuosity. Not at all. Option B is entirely wrong. Definitely it depends on pore tortuosity. So yes, Obhijit is absolutely correct. The correct answer here is number of pores. Hydraulic conductivity does not care about the number of pores. It does not depend on the number of pores, but it depends on the pore geometry, pore size, and the pore tortuosity. Why are you writing option B? Tortuosity will of course be there, no? The tortuosity will only tell how far the water, like how quick the water will go. Hydraulic conductivity is expressed by what? It is a speed only, right? If you see centimeter per second, this is meter per second, millimeter per second. These are the units of what? These are the units of kitna time mein kitna ja raha hai, distance by time. This is a unit of speed only. So tortuosity will definitely decide. Rasta kitna lamba hai, how long is the road? That will decide, no, how fast the water will travel. So tortuosity is definitely correct. Geometry and size is correct. Size is micropore and macropore. If it is macropore, it will contain air. So if number of micro, but that is water conducting. So macropore अगर ज़्यादा है, it is water conducting pore, तो उसका hydraulic conductivity ज़्यादा होगा. If micropore is more, that is water retentive pore, water holding pore, तो फिर उसका hydraulic conductivity कम होगा. Then pore geometry is also very important. How is the geometry? उसमें hysteresis क्या है? That will also say the hydraulic conductivity. But how is number of pores dependent? Number of pores is not there. All right, Nikhila and Aman, all of you, please mind the answers. This is not anything very hard, but it will be number of pores. All right. Major ecological community of organisms in a particular climate zone. We have reached the last question of today's session, and Nikhila and Aman Kumar, please mind the answer. Ecotone is not the correct answer. Vipin Yadav, you are wrong. Ecological community of organisms in particular zone. Yes, Aman, you are correct. This is called a biome. Biome is defined as a major ecological community of organisms that occupy a large geographical area and are adapted to a specific climate zone. This is called biome. Ecotone is a transition area. Ecotone comes from this tone. This tone comes from tension. दोनों मुल्क के बीच में टेंशन है. There is tension between two neighbors. From that it comes. So tension means it is in the transition area between two adjacent but distinct biological communities or biomes, such as marshland between a river and a forest. So it is like one community is there, another community is there. दोनों का जहाँ पे transition हो रहा है, the middle portion, that is called ecotone. It comes from tension. All right, याद रखना. ICAR is also known as ecofin. This refers to an organism that shows morphological changes in response to its environment, but these changes are merely phenotypic and are reversible. Reversible change हुआ तो ICAD, ecotype is distinct genetically adapted population or race within a species that is specifically adapted to its local environment condition. Environment condition की वजह से permanent change हो गया ecotype, permanent change नहीं हुआ, phenotypic change हुआ which is reversible, that is ICAD. All right, all these are very important for your JRF and also for UGC NET also, which you will be giving in your first year and second year MSc, because paisa important hai bhai, you will get JRF, you will get the money. So yes, that is the end of our session today. So I hope all of you liked it very much, and this is the end of our most expected series as well. After this, there will be no more most expected series, and we will directly jump into the marathon. The marathon is going to be very good. I will suggest all of you to please attend marathon, because that will boost up your preparation, that will refresh your concepts, and that will remind you again all those things which you are just forgetting. So please join the marathon. From tomorrow it will start, from 3rd June it will start. There is only 1 month remaining for your exam, and the marathons will be very important. Just simple brush up. And now please study the books, please study treatise very well, and do not go for question solving anymore. Do not read anything new now. All right. If you like the session, please like or drop a comment. I will get some motivation from that. And again, I'm very new in this domain, so if I had done anything wrong, I sincerely apologize for that. And thank you everyone. See you. It was very nice interacting with you all, and very nice. Thank you, Aman.